is up, y'all? I'm back here with a great selection of Fighttips gear. Everything just got in the mail. And now what I'm going to do is an in-depth review on all of this gear. What I have in front of me is the MMA Hybrid Gloves, the 10-ounce lace-up boxing gloves. I also have an older product of theirs. This is their 16-ounce Velcro gloves. Currently not for sale, but probably will be in the future because they're great gloves. They're 180-inch hand wraps and they're leather double-end bag. A lot of good stuff here. Seriously, I want to totally fanboy right now. Feels like Christmas. However, I'm here to give an honest, in-depth review on all of this gear. So if I'm going to review this stuff honestly, I'm going to have to set my Fighttips fandom aside and approach this as a fighter looking for good gear to train with. So I just want to start off by saying that the service was great. I ordered the stuff. All of this was hand inspected. In fact, each package comes with a little card listing who inspected the gear before it was shipped off. Both packages were inspected by Sullivan Faison himself, their dog. So that is some good stuff. Some of this stuff requires some setting up, mainly this double-end bag, so I'm going to do that right now. I do want to point out here that the rivets at the top of this do have some corrosion on them. That goes for both sides of it, but it's not a very big deal. This sucker's inflated. So I got the double-end bag set up and I also got it adjusted to the height that I wanted. It took a little bit of knot tying on the top bungee cord. Everyone has a different space that they're going to be putting these in, and so the height of the ceiling will really determine how long you have to make the top bungee cord. But I got it set up, I got it adjusted. Now, fun fact, I've never used a double-end bag before. And if you've seen any of the videos of me fighting, you may know my reflexes, my head movement, it's not that great. I'll be the first to admit that. This is gonna help train that. So try not to judge me, never used this before. So obviously, I got some practice to do with this thing, but as far as, using it, it is a lot of fun, even if you have no idea what you're doing. You really have to be careful when you're using this thing, because if you're careless with it, you get hit. As far as the bag itself though, it's great. The fit and finish on it is good. I love that design of how it alternates between black, white, and red, and the little dog in the middle changes. Also, the hole on this thing to fill it up was kind of hard to find, but you'll notice, if you look closely, it's in the dog's mouth on one of the white graphics. If you get one of these, just know it's on one of the logos in the dog's mouth. That way you don't have to look for it. Like I said, the rivet on the top and the bottom is a little corroded, but that's not gonna screw with the performance of this thing. It's solid. One thing I would like to see is a better way to adjust one of the bungee cords. What I had to do to set it to my space was tie a bunch of knots in the top bungee cord to get it to the height I want. I guess it's not a big deal. I would like to see a better way to do that though. Alright, real quick, I want to talk about the Fighttips hand wraps. They're really good quality, they're made of cotton, 180-inch, so you get some really good support out of them. But they feel the same, they feel just as good as a pair of Everlast 180-inch hand wraps. But with that being said, this is about half the price of this, so I would pick that, and you get to rep your Fighttips logo underneath your gloves. So they have two sizes with these lace-up gloves. They have 10-ounce and 16-ounce. They recommend the 16-ounce for sparring, and they recommend the 10-ounce for bag work, training, punch mitts, things like that. So we're gonna see how they work. This guy doesn't know jack about boxing, but he's gonna tell me how they feel. All right, give me a 1. Give me a 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Again. Okay, so now that we've done a little bit of pad work with the 10-ounce leather lace-up gloves, tell me how it compares to something you're a little more used to, like the Everlast Pro Style Elite Velcro glove.
Okay, well these definitely have more support. and support your thumbs and your hands better. And it literally lets you not move anything in your hand. Like, you are set and you will not break anything. It feels like you won't get anything out of place. These, you feel like you're more free. It feels like you can move more in your wrist. You can definitely move your wrist. You can't move your wrist in these, you keep it straight. Only thing is that these are real 100% leather, and they are a little hot when you wear them, especially outdoors. This is more, I feel like I can move a little bit better with these, or move my hand a little bit better. If I hurt my hand, I can move it. These, you can't really do that.
You're gonna get that with the more cheaper gloves. Most of them are made with synthetic leather and have a mesh palm. They do that so that it can vent a little better, and it works a little bit. You just gotta face the facts. When you're putting on a boxing glove and you got hand wraps on, it's gonna get hot, it's gonna get sweaty, it's gonna get uncomfortable, but you dish it out for the amount of time you're fighting or training. That's just the nature of wearing a glove to train with. But that's what you get. When you have a leather glove all the way, you're not gonna get much ventilation with it. But like you said, more support. The fact that you can move your hand around more in this glove, that's not a good thing. You definitely want a snug support. I've punched the bag with gloves like this before, and I've gotten some serious wrist problems because I didn't get the support I was needing. Whenever I purchased the 16-ounce Velcro gloves made by Fighttips, a lot of my wrist problems went away just like that. They definitely have a lot more support. I got a fight coming up this October, and I'm praying to God they will let me use these gloves in that fight, because you know damn well I will be repping the Fighttips flag for that. Moving on, we got one last product, and that is the MMA Hybrid Glove. It is a lot like a boxing glove. We all know it's got the wrist support. It's got this fat, cushiony knuckle support like a boxing glove, which got the open palm like an MMA glove. However, I will say this, because of all of this padding right there, you're not getting an insane amount of dexterity with this glove. You know, you've heard Shane say you can text on your phone, you can smoke your cigarettes while you're hitting the punching bag, but the reality is, with all this padding there, I've tried texting on my phone, I've tried, you know, just using my phone regularly while wearing this in between rounds. It's a little tough, but you can do it, and you do have open palms, so you can use them for grappling. In fact, it's probably better you train with these for grappling if you're doing MMA. That way, whenever you have your more free MMA gloves on, it's gonna be easy. You're gonna have the tightest grips in the world, and you'll be ready to get some and win. But we're gonna put this on, and we're gonna hit the bag a little bit with it, and we'll hit some mitts with it, and I'll tell you how they feel.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
The thing about these gloves is that if you're used to wearing a boxing glove, it's gonna feel weird. They don't have grip cords. That's that long piece of foam that runs through the inside of your fingers for you to grip around, all right? It creates a nice fist when you're punching. You don't get that with MMA gloves, and it's something you gotta get used to if you're not into that. But you know, if you're used to wearing MMA gloves, they'll feel pretty natural, just with a lot more support, because they are hybrid gloves. They have a lot more wrist support and thumb support and knuckle support than your average MMA glove. You can hit the bag with them, but you're gonna have to be careful, especially if you have a really dense bag like this one, where it's really easy to make mistakes and tweak your wrist. So that felt pretty good. I was careful, I was controlled, and I was able to get some pretty good shots in on the heavy bag. Well, there you have it. That's some of our opinions on the newer line of Fighttips gear. My take on it, they're great products, every single one of them. But then again, they're not cheap products at all. And you might be asking yourself, why are they so expensive? It would have been very easy for Shane to have just slapped his brand on some cheap stuff and shipped them out, and hell, we probably would have bought them anyway. But the fact is, he didn't want to put his name on just anything. He wanted some truly quality products. He didn't want to sell some stuff to his viewers that he wouldn't use himself. And that's the facts, man. You watch any of his videos, he's using the same exact stuff that we have right here in our garage, and that's pretty inspiring if you ask me.
They're wonderful products. I mean, you pay for what you get, and everything about them is so detailed and pretty, and they're just good things to look at. They're appealing to the eye.
Everyone's got Everlast stuff. I mean, you walk into Academy, this is what's going to be right on the rack. And you know what? It's pretty good, especially if you're just getting started. But if you've been at it for a little bit, you're training hard, you're developing, your skill level's getting higher, and you want some higher grade equipment, and you're willing to cash out a buck on, this is a solid choice. I mean, Shane Faison himself uses this stuff, so hell, it's got to be good enough for a couple novices like us. So, do I recommend it? Yes, I do. The Fighttips gloves, the MMA Hybrid Gloves, the leather double-end bag, the lace-up boxing gloves made out of pure leather, and they don't have the Velcro gloves in stock right now. I would highly recommend that these be available again because they are great gloves. I don't even want to put one higher than the other in terms of the Velcro versus the lace-up. I would still recommend this. I'd recommend both of them. They're both great gloves. These are great. You can put them on quicker, and then they're a lot cheaper than the lace-ups too. So really all this stuff should be available. One of the things I'd like to see Shane come out with in the future is maybe some headgear, maybe some jock straps, something like that. But these are the kinds of things that take time because, like I said before, it's easy to slap your logo on just any pair of stuff, but he'd definitely be, you know, looking for what is quality and what he would feel comfortable putting his brand on. So I'm not looking for that stuff anytime soon, but just for the future, I'd like to see some headgear. Is there anything you'd like to see?
Headgear would be kind of cool. Some shorts, some boxing shorts would be kind of cool to wear.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely seen the shirts and stuff. Shorts? We're just rambling at this point. Shut up, it's fine. You've seen enough from us. Goodbye.